Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Or if it's afternoon there, good afternoon. Hopefully it's not the middle of the night because these are going to stay up on YouTube. You do not have to try and keep up with watching us live. So, thank you very much to my glorious colleague, Ramon. Today, we're going to be doing the second of our five projects for Free Code Camp for the responsive web design certification. Get rid of my little happy message. We come all the way down. And you might notice that I haven't finished all of these. That's because I really stick Ramon with most of the work. And the tribute page, I really, really want to be clear. The tribute page is going to be a lot less difficult than the first one was. Do you remember when we did the project last week? So we worked a little bit on the accessible quiz, that survey. That was really hard, wasn't it? And then we had some of the Couchbase partner sessions where we said, hey, here's how to take your quiz and add JavaScript so it works offline, works on the in the sort of outside the tutorial environment. And that was really hard too. The tribute page is going to hurt us a lot less. Just HTML and CSS, no forms, nothing bad's going to happen. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a tribute page. And a lot of people ask me, how do I put my picture on the internet? And I'm going to ask my wonderful colleague if you can grab the video from the session where we learn about Netlify, because hosting is how you put your picture on the internet. That's going to be a good way to do it. So we've got header. Okay. We've got a picture. We've got, I think this is going to be some sort of caption, maybe. Yeah. And then we've got a timeline of this person's life, a PhD in genetics and plant pathology. Oh, look at this. Rejects a 100%. Hang on. This is about the doctor. He rejects a 100% salary increase from DuPont. Anytime somebody wants to give up a big bunch of money from the baddies, that's always very cool. So we've got this. Oh, and then at the bottom, we've got a link to the Wikipedia entry. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. Oh. I decided to come and hang out with y'all instead of getting a coffee. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these user stories and translate them into what we think this means on the page. And it's not always, you see me so excited, I'm leaning forward because this is a little bit evil. It's not always going to tell us everything we need to do, like the lessons. It gets harder every time, right? So our tribute page should have a main element with an ID of main. But I think I need some things before that. I think I need a doc. Oh, heck. Where am I? Who am I? I think I need to declare my doc type at the top. And if you see me looking especially worried during this session, it's because all of my cats were right here a second ago and making a lot of noise. And now they're all not here and not making any noise, which makes me extremely suspicious they're doing bad things. So I think we also need an HTML element. The one cat, he's definitely doing bad things. And I think I need a body as well. I think, and yell at me if you could spot the things that I haven't added that we should definitely put. Oi, 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 oi. Sorry. My horrific children have learned that if I'm streaming, they can do bad things and I can't stop them. The nice thing is, at the end of this class, I'm going to raffle off my worst cat, which is about to be my cow-spotted baby. So, got a body, and then we want a main element inside that. Okay. But if anyone wants to yell at me and see what I'm missing, because there's a lot of stuff we put in our other sites, our other lessons that I haven't put in here. Maybe a head, like maybe stuff that goes inside the head. Yeah. So we want a main element with the corresponding ID of main. Okay, we can do this. This is super chill and it won't hurt us. Main. So I'm partially, so half of my inspiration is coming from these user stories, but half of my inspiration is coming from, we're going to take a deep breath and zoom all the way down, is coming from these tests. And you say, well, what tests? These tests down here, they're really helpful and they tell us what all our tests. We should have a main ID with an element of main. Going to run our tests. And we get a little check for that first one. We know that no matter what else is going wrong in the big wide world, that this is working okay. And this gives us a hint about what kind of sections I think we're going to make. I see an image div, image. Oh, I'm so sorry. Image caption. Oh, it's a caption that goes under the image. Tribute info, tribute. Okay, so I can see a bunch of different things that are all going to have these IDs. We're going to take a deep breath up. Oh, heck. Do you know what? We should probably pick. And actually, while I'm doing this, I'm going to save my code because we've learned a valuable lesson. I'm going to actually switch how I'm sharing this because I want to show you. Oh, hello. I want to show you me tabbing around a bunch. Here we go. This is the exact same thing we just saw, except now I've got the ability to put up new tabs. And who's a good person to make a tribute page for? And for this project, you can make it for anybody as long as it's not somebody inherently offensive. Oh, do you know who I like? It's really cool. I really like Kato Loam. So I'm a languages nerd, and Kato Loam is super, super cool. She was one of the first simultaneous translators. So she was an interpreter, and she worked in like 9 or 10 languages fluently. Incredible, wonderful, terrifying. So I'm going to make a tribute page about her because I'm just really, really impressed by her work. So we've decided how to do a tribute page about. We come all the way back up. Whoop. Oh, a bonus. A note, not a bonus. So this says, don't you forget to add a link rel style sheet. And really, that's not the only thing we need to put in our head for our website to be sort of a proper, well-formed website. We'd also want a title. We'd also want to set the meta tags for sizing. Oh, I think we'd also want to set the language. But because I'm the worst teacher on your course, I'm not going to show you how to do all that. You get to go back into your past lessons and find it. So we should have an element that has an ID of title, that has a string, which is text, that describes the subject of the page. Okay. Oh, that's not right at all. The head is still part of HTML, isn't it? Oh, let me format my document. That's much better. That's much calmer. So inside our body, is it just inside our body or is it in our main element? I think the title should go inside our main element, but let's come all the way back to our tests. Our image div. So it doesn't say that the title needs to be a descendant of main. Oh, here's some more information about title. I should have an element with title. My title shouldn't be empty. But it looks like I can put it in main or I can put it in body above main and both would work. Let's try one and then the other. Let's try body. Title. I'm going to close my title. I want to say Kato. Okay. That needs to have an ID set to title. I'm going to get rid of my CSS for right now because we're not. Oh, heck. That's even without the CSS. I'm going to squish my preview for right now. There we are. I'm going to come all the way down and run our tests. Oh, do you know what? It doesn't mind my title being outside of the main. Okay, that's fine. But looking at these failed tests, it wants me to go ahead and build out the structure and put all these in the main. So let's do that. And we're not going to get all the way through this today. And the most important thing is my tribute page is not going to look very good at all. I'm not going to do any CSS today. I'm going to be super, super lazy. But you probably want to go ahead and pay a bit more attention to this. Yeah. You've got the opportunity to use these in your portfolios. You got a chance to show them off when you're looking for work. So, where am I? Who am I? So we need a figure element. Okay, that's gonna be an image, I think. Oh, I should see either a figure or a div with the ID of image div. Do you know what? I'm gonna make a div because image div seems like an ID that a div would like. I'm gonna put it in the main because that's what the test asked for. Div. So the ID is gonna be set to image div. We've got a super good question. So I'm gonna just close my div so I don't forget. Oh, Mitch makes a really good point. So the title tag, oh, you're absolutely right. The title tag should go up here. I should see an element with an ID of title which contains a string. The title here really should go in the head. I'm going to take that away. Whereas here, what do we think feels a lot more appropriate? We feel like this is an H1, doesn't it? Ah, this is one of the fun things where it passed the test, but is technically incorrect. Thank you so. Yeah. Amazing. Mitch, I think you're right too. I just with the delay, you got there right behind me. You say, I think they want an H1. You're absolutely indelibly correct. And now we can see that show up on the page, which is what I bet we wanted to do. So where am I? Who am I? So image div. I'm going to go ahead and build out some of the structure here. I've got an image div. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to want to have an image. I should see an image element with a corresponding ID of image. Okay. Come down just a little bit. And then I want something that has a caption. So this could be a fig and fig caption if I wanted to do the images that way, I bet. But I think I'm just going to do it as a paragraph. That's not gonna hurt us either. It carries a little bit less semantic meaning, but I think it's going to be okay. Paragraph here is, and you can go ahead and do it with fig and fig caption. I bet that'll work. Where am I? Who am I? Where are we? Image caption is what I want this ID to be. Image caption. Okay, and now I want an element that has an ID of tribute info. And let's think about this critically for a second. We've got a div here. There we are. And that div is for information corresponding to our image. If we want to have some text content about Cato, we probably don't want to keep it in that div. We want it probably to be its own thing. Here I'm going to set the ID to tribute info. Okay. Come in and close my tag. And do you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, for my document was already really well formatted. I think this isn't going to pass very many tests because while we did build out this structure, these are blank and usually, oh, and we need a link too. Ooh, so let's do this one in a second because this seems important. Okay. Oh, we are going to have to write a little bit of CSS. And don't forget that later today at about 10 hours, 11 hours, Ooh, I should take a nap at lunch. We're going to have a Couchbase partner session where what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to rebuild it outside of the tutorial environment. We might even do a little tiny bit of copy paste. I'll be pushing for copy paste. I'm going to run my tests again. I don't think we're going to get a ton of, yeah. So image div, image caption tribute. Okay, so we do need tribute link for this one to pass. Let's go ahead and do tribute link. You remember that an anchor is a link, and the ref, where that goes to. Don't worry, that's blank. It's not gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt us later on if we don't fix it, but for right now, it can't hurt us. And here the ID is tribute link. Okay, I'm gonna run this test again, just because I really want that little. Image div, image. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Idea of image instead of image. Okay, I just really wanted that little check. I feel like we all wanted a little win. Our title shouldn't be empty. We've got, oh, so we are getting some little check marks for structure. Hey, you built the div element. Hey, you've got the ID right. Ahaha. Oh, I should have a fig caption or a div element with the ID of image caption. Oh, so that should be a div. Okay, that is not a problem. Let's go ahead and do fig caption then. I spelled it right. I'm going to steal. I'm going to borrow. I'm going to copy you. And I'm replacing this P with a fig caption, which, like we said, has more semantic meaning, so we prefer it anyway. We're going to run our tests. Oh, check it out. Everything's fine. So now it's giving us a little tick mark saying, yeah, I like that fig caption. Our image caption should be a descendant of image div. So that means our image caption, that fig we just, is inside the image div. That's safe. We should have an ID with element with an ID of tribute info. We do, it's right here. Our tribute info should not be empty. I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite weird things about web development culture. Yes. We're going to talk about lorem ipsum. So here, let's say that I'm the web developer, but I'm on a bigger team. Let's make this bigger, as we say bigger. So let's say I'm a web developer, but I work on a team that also has a designer, and the designer gives me the designs to make. And I also work with content people, and they decide what's going to be on the website so far as content. And that means oftentimes I'm going to have to build a website without having the text ready to go. And that's where lorem ipsum comes in. Lorem ipsum is sort of Latin, I think. And this is traditionally used as a placeholder text. So it's just going to show you the shape of where your text will go, but it doesn't really mean anything. Show me so it was used in printing and typesetting before this. So all of a sudden, it says it's Cicero. I think it's Cicero, but maybe a not fantastic translation is what I was always told. Classics nerds don't like it. Oh, so here's the source text. You know what? You were right. I was wrong. It is absolutely Cicero. Oh, and it's a really specific translation and printing. But lorem ipsum dolor sit emet. Let me grab that dolor sit emet. And what I'm going to do for my tribute info is I'm just going to lorem ipsum it. And this gives us a really quick idea of what lorem ipsum is supposed to do. It gives us the shape of where this text is supposed to go. But I don't have to think about typing it out yet. That's very chill. Big lorem ipsum fan. And you might say, oh, well, why is it always this text? Why is it almost always this text? And that's really because as a boss or as a web designer or as a writer, you know that anytime you see Lorem Ipsum on a web page, you say, "Mm-mm, we got to change that before it goes out." What a tribute link. Okay. So we do need to do a little CSS. And the thing I'm going to do today, it might not even take us an hour. This is very lazy. The only thing I'm going to do is enough to make this pass. It's not going to be a good website, and it's not going to be something I would put in my portfolio, but this is going to pass to get the certificate. Obviously, I'd like y'all to do a little bit more, but if your tribute info shouldn't be empty, image caption shouldn't be empty. But if you're having a busy time right now, just passing is often good enough. So what else do I need to do? My image caption shouldn't be empty. Okay. So I'm doing a lot of things where I tell you not to do them. I'm going to hot link. I'm going to grab this and copy image address of this, which is hot linking, which is very lazy and very bad. And even though I'm being very lazy, I know that if I don't do an alt text, I will get in trouble. And it's not that you want to avoid getting in trouble, which we all do. It's also just the right thing to do. Here we've got a black and white photo of an older woman with close cropped hair and stylish sunglasses. Okay. It's Keiko. It can be a little difficult to find the accent marks for people's names. So on a Mac, you hold down the letter and it'll show you the options. I have to check on a Windows machine. So we've got this. So sorry, Madame Loam. I'm going to squish you a minute. I'm going to come down. Our image caption shouldn't be empty either. What's the context of that photo? Huh. I have no context for this photo. Kiddo Loam. Do you know what? I think I could just have the fig caption say Cato Loam. It's not great. It's not a fantastic caption, but I've got that alt text here. I'm going to come all the way back up. I'm going to run my test. Oh, do you know, I'm going to save my code because I haven't in a minute. And we're seeing tons of these little ticks. So image element with an ID of image. Yeah, Mitch, this is why I think she's so cool. She knew she would often say in interviews, "Oh, I've gotten paid for using 16 languages," which is very, very cool. But also her way of learning languages was super cool and weird. She sort of pioneered the idea of extensive reading before extensive reading existed. She would sit down with a foreign language book and just power through it and then go through and read it again, which is admirable, but I couldn't. Look at all these. So one thing, we do our link passes, but if we come down here, I'm so sorry, Miss Loam, I'm going to continue to squish you. Our link passes, but it doesn't go anywhere, and it doesn't have any descriptor. I'm going to send it to Wikipedia. And here, I'm going to have a paragraph element. Learn more at... Watch that emerge. I've got the largest screen in the world, and it's still not a screen. Learn more at... Wikipedia. We'll stop on the end because I'm a weirdo. We'll close our paragraph element here. Okay. So we've got that header. Yeah. We've got a picture. We've got a figure caption. We've got some text that doesn't say anything. Then we've got that link. I think that we're going to squish again, nice and stressful. I'm going to squish you. I think that our tribute link should have a target attribute set to blank. Okay. So we're going to come in here. Target equals lower underscore and blank. And this means when somebody clicks on this link, it's going to open the link in a new window. Okay. And once I do this, I think the rest of the things we need to do are only going to be CSS fixes. I'm going to come all the way up. I'm going to run my tests. I'm low-key confident that all of my HTML tests are going to pass. And I only know HTML elements based, they're HTML ones because they don't ask for styling. Whereas this one, display of block, that sounds a lot like CSS, doesn't it? Our image should have a height of auto, and our image should be centered within its parent. That all sounds like CSS. So I'm going to get rid of my HTML. I'm going to bring in my styles. And here this gives us a lot of hints about what we're going to do. Our image element should have a display of block, but our image class should have a margin max width of 100%. And our image ID, should have a max width of 100%. And our image ID should have a height of auto. I think I can use the ID selector for all of these. And if I can't, we'll just change it. It's not going to hurt anything. So display block, is that how that works? Change anything, but I don't think it's going to change anything. Do you know what? I'm not sure if that's worked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my tests. Love all these little checks. Oh, you know what? Display block was exactly how that worked. Oh, and my image should have a height of auto. It's because I don't need to set the height. Very tricky. So here, I think I could just set my max width. Do you know what? I think we're going to be done in a second. So if anybody has any questions, come and get them. We've got tons of time today, so they don't have to be questions about the project, but they probably shouldn't be esoteric questions about the nature of the universe. Maximum width of 100%. That looks like that worked because that automatically sized it to the parent around us. I'm going to run my tests. Oh, oh, oh. Every single one of my tests pass. I thought I would need to center that, but I think it's centered by deep. Run my tests again because it's no longer centered within the parent. Is that still going to work? It still works. Let's go ahead and center that within its parent anyway. I don't actually, off the top of my head, remember that. Image, center, and image within. And look at that. That auto completes. Center an image. Yeah, so this is somebody asking on the forum. Yeah. Okay, so that's useful. Text align center, image div. Display block, height auto. So they haven't done anything to center it either. Huh. Do you know what? When we talked to Laurent yesterday, he said that one of the scariest things in the world is when your tests pass and you don't know why. But here, our tests pass. I'm suspicious that we should be doing a little bit more work to center it. But I might be exceptionally cruel and leave it to all of you. Do we have any questions at all? I'm going to keep messing with the CSS while we see if we've got any questions. Image. That's not gonna do anything because that's just the text. Display block should do that. Go ahead and start doing a little bit of decorative stuff. Oh, that's the wrong thing. So it doesn't look like we have any questions either. I might just turn the background color, background ground, pink. Oh, do you know what? Kate Malone was immensely fashionable. I don't think she would like that pink at all. But I'm going to leave this as done enough for right now. I said, well, this doesn't feel centered, but I'm gonna stick y'all with that. And don't forget that we can come in and come ask about it on Discord if you get stuck. Come ask about it in the forum if you get stuck. But even more importantly than getting stuck, you all are going to make much more beautiful, much more interesting things. And as much as I'm a big fan of Kato Loam, I bet you're going to have somebody much, much cooler for your tribute page. I'd love to see y'all sharing your pages as you fit. Like, there's no obligation to. We're never going to come check your work. But it would be so, so exciting to see what you all make. For now, I'm going to go ahead and let you go to hopefully have, homework, homework, homework. You're grown. You shouldn't have homework, but here we are. So please try and get as much of the way through this as possible. This isn't homework for you must have this done by tomorrow. We've been going really fast through this boot camp. If you want to spend some time on past lessons, I absolutely respect that. Your most important homework, however, is to please be as gentle as possible to yourself. All of this stuff is so hard and so weird. So if it's morning, you've got to give yourself a break for the whole rest of the day. If it's afternoon, you only have to be nice to yourself for a half day, technically, I guess. But if you're watching this late at night, first off, don't watch it at night. Go to sleep. You do not get off the hook that way. You've got to be gentle and forgiving to yourself all day tomorrow. I will let you go, and I will see y'all in about maybe 10 hours. Bye, team.